Hi, I'm architect Karan Anand, introducing you to Season 2, Episode 4 of Moñö Architecture, All Things Design. Brought to you by our brand partners Highbeck, Kitchen Studio and Turquoise. If I was a young architect, I'd first design a structure called me. Today I would like to dedicate our episode to the late Christopher Benninger, a designer and architect who I had the privilege of studying with and being mentored by. Nonetheless, the show must go on. Today we have with us interior designer extraordinaire Noorein Kapoor and design content creator and globally acclaimed designer Ridhi Khosla Jalan.
Hi, I'm Ridhi Khosla Jalan. You may or may not have seen me on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Noorein Kapoor. If you haven't seen her on Instagram, you've definitely not seen me on Instagram.
No, they must have seen you.
Yeah, if no one's seen her, we're all in trouble.
We're all in trouble.
Maybe that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
I need to make a few more reels then.
Just a few more. Okay guys, so before we jump into your entire success story and where you all are right now in your career, I want to talk about your struggle. Your work, right, the content that you create, the projects that you're doing there, it's not just say a reference of a pin, right? It is, you all are telling us stories. It's storytelling at its finest, right? Each of your projects emphasizes on a certain design aesthetic, a journey. It's not just a reference image, and all of your content has a story again. So how do you all do this? How do you all keep churning out such good work, such good content? Please enlighten our viewers, because we all want to know.
So if it is, okay, I'll go first. So as a designer, when I see a space and if it's about projects, what really, I wake up every day, feeling happy, feeling blessed going to work is because I get various clients, different people that you're interacting with and working with, and that itself, is a different story for that project, right? So one is the space, so that the space itself, it has its own personality. And then you also have your clients who are, who are, personalities themselves.
Who have their own mood boards.
Who have their, but also they, they're different people. So, I sit with them. I, share a questionnaire with them. I understand what they like, what they don't like. For something as simple as, do you all, dine on your bed or, on the dining table? Like literally, detailed questions like this are asked because we understand how they live. So one part is to understand how they live. The other is, the space. How do I see the space? Where's the sunlight coming in from? How lit do I want the space to look, or how magnified do I want it to look? What is the ceiling height? Do I want to do something on the ceiling because it's a little stunted? Do I want to give it depth? So there's a lot of I think it's more about, over the years, it's about training the eye to understand the space. So and I think that only comes with experience.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to add elements, but it's very difficult to subtract and understand the space and what it needs.
And to also, lately, I think my body of work is maximal, but with a minimal, crossover. I can do maximalism, but I can also do minimalism. I've started understanding the power of less is more. And I just feel my work is more, it is a reflection of me, but also more my client. A reflection of me in a way, I would say, because I just feel like I'm an old soul with a new spirit, I'm someone like that. So I like mixing the old and the new. I like connecting the past and the present. So my work is a lot of that, and that's how I like to see my projects. That's how I like to story tell. That's how I like to design the spaces that I have been designing. So that's how I see it.
And I think as you evolve, your storytelling is also evolving.
It's evolving, It is definitely evolving, yes.
Yeah. My storytelling is more from experience as an interior designer, which I've adapted to content creation, because as an interior designer, a client is perpetually asking you questions. Should you use tile or marble? Should you use laminate or wooden flooring, right? So it's the same questions that you keep getting asked. So that's why I ask a question at the beginning of every reel, and then the storytelling is answering that question through the reel.
Approach, yeah. So you answer so many questions, right?
That's the point, because we get asked so many questions by our clients.
And I think Ridhi is answering all our questions. So that's great. You know, anytime I'm just like, okay, why don't you just, like I send my clients, it's one of your reels. In fact, I get so many of Ridhi's reels.
I was going to say the same thing. Every single day. I was talking to you guys on call also, right? About the nanotech or the Vitro or whatever plugin. But it's crazy. Like, they're just like, Ridhi's endorsing it, so it must be great. I'm like, yeah, great. I mean, you know, my work, it kind of makes my life easier, I guess.
I get a Ridhi reel every morning or evening on my Instagram.
I'm going to get trolled by interior designers saying,
no, you
I just making my work harder because I have to then explain to the client why we cannot use this product.
Yes, but I just feel that no, there is a lot of knowledge sharing that you're doing on your platform, which is great for people who are not in the industry and for us designers who are in the industry. So it's in fact it's that that dictionary that I can just go to and be like, okay, hey, I need this new material.
Can
I just call Ridhi, or can I just
on my bio on Instagram saying design encyclopedia,
right? So can I just like go and check what if Ridhi's posted anything about this particular material, or can I just call her and be like, have you come across this material that I can use? But so I mean, it's great, like how she's kind of.
And also, I think you curate your content. You don't put any and everything on your page, right? You're very particular about that. So it becomes a very reliable source of information for everybody. So as a designer, I know that, okay, you've put this out. So, and every time I go to the page that you like kind of put the reel for, and I'm like, why do I not follow these guys? And I'm just like, follow. So it always ends up happening that way, which is incredible.
That's been the hardest part, curating the brands, because there's so much pressure. And there is a commercial angle to it. So actually the bigger brands are the ones with the bigger pockets, but those are the ones that I don't promote. You don't see paint brands and you don't see massive marble brands. I just don't agree to that. So there's a lot of pressure that comes in, but I think I've established my page, my rules.
Also, it's the intention that you work with. It's what do you want to really do, right? So
when our audiences or when your audiences look at you, look at your designs, look at your content, they feel like it was an overnight success. You woke up and then Ridhi was making her reels and you were designing your structures, and it should be like that for everyone. Like for example, when an interior designer or a student comes to me for internship, they just expect that we have those projects from day one, right? Or we are being recognized by brands from day one. So could you tell us a little bit about your journey, your struggles, your aspirations, how you got to where you are today?
So for me, I started working in this industry parallelly while I was studying at Rachna Sansad. I got an internship. So I started, I was doing evening college at Rachna Sansad, and mornings I used to go to office and, learn. I in fact learned AutoCAD, not in college, but in the studio that I was interning with. So that was literally when I was 18 years old. Started in the industry, worked for a while, in the same studio after interning for another, few more years. And then I left that studio. I tried a few months in another studio, didn't really love it. Then I tried taking on some smaller projects on my own, like a freelance work. I did a few years in Ambi Valley, where I was working with a company who were into construction. So I kind of got a little experience there in terms of not just interiors, but how villas are constructed, and so more in the architectural construction subject, like more in that zone. After that, I think it was around 2015 when I was more in Bombay, and I decided to start my own practice officially. But again, you know, I had a lot of ups and downs there. I wasn't really very focused like I should be, you know. From 2018, I think I got more serious. Yeah. And
now you
2020, I put myself more out there on Instagram because, you know, during the lockdown, everyone was on Instagram and that became like, you know, a big platform. So before that, honestly, I was not really putting myself or my work out there. I was working, I was doing certain projects, but I didn't know the whole Instagram game, you know. So I rebranded myself. You know, Noorein Kapoor Design was rebranded in 2020.
It just changes the entire dynamic, right? That lockdown changed so much for everybody. You also kind of start databasing your old work, and you kind of figure how you need to put it out and all that.
So I think you have the time also to do it during COVID.
Because because in the middle of work and while we're doing sites and projects, as creative people, we are not very organized, right? So I didn't really take to organizing myself or structuring myself, but now I am very organized and structured.
Just when you said we aren't organized, it gave me anxiety because I was like, I have so many things to do on my site and I've done none of it.
I know, I feel you.
So my journey has been a lot more offbeat. I grew up in Singapore and LA, and I got a degree in finance and marketing.
Wow.
So I wish it was architecture, interior design, and I used to sit outside the architecture school, but didn't have the guts or the gumption to change major. This is in the US where you can switch in university. And I actually called my dad and I said, Dad, I think I want to do architecture. And he said, but why, beta? You know, you're doing so well in accounts, in finance and marketing. Why do you want to switch? Like, why do you want to rock the boat? And I said, you know, you're right. He had a point. So went ahead, got a degree, but that was always in me that...
You wanted to do something design.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even enter the building, but it always felt like I was in awe of that building. But I realized that in styling, even though it was fashion, you have to put the look together for those pictures. And I would be on Pinterest, and I said, you know, I like this. I think I'm going to go and get a degree in interior design. So graduated when I was 28 because I did interior design. And by the age of 30, I felt that there was no store that catered to children and children's furniture. And coming from the US, we have Pottery Barn over there. We had IKEA there. IKEA hadn't opened up in India at that point. So I said, let me open up a store that makes just children's furniture. It was 2 floors, and it also had clothes and toys and everything else because you have to get footfall in. At that point, clients started saying, hey, if you're designing the bed and the light and putting the rug and everything together, why don't you do the room? So then I said, okay, happy to do it. From the room, some clients liked my work and they said, okay, why don't you do this room and this hall and this also? And I was very honest. I said, I've never done kitchens and bathrooms. You know, it's very different than doing a room. But I think I was blessed, touch wood, with very good clients. And they said it's okay. Did some offices. And that just led to doing full homes. Never good at documenting my work because this was also...
I think this is
a while ago.
But this is eventually now we've learned how to do it.
And I think it's a trend that's
a trend that everyone's doing.
And like initially, even when we were doing our projects, I would just take my phone, and it was a terrible phone, and I would just be like, tuck, 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 tuck,
so that's
done.
what I have. I have pictures of my projects on my phone, but if an Hour magazine comes to me and says, can we have some project pictures? I was like, I can send it to you, but I don't know if you're okay with the quality, right?
And now the kind of content that's out there, you can't do anything other than hire like a professional and get it shot and all of that. It's crazy. Like,
I think also back in the day, we relied on word of mouth.
I didn't realize that this is something that needs to be done. I was just like,
but I think the younger generation is very aware of this. You know, like even if they've done one bathroom, if the whole thing is documented, they have 8 different angles. They've already applied for all the awards. You know, like they're very good about it.
And all of that.
So I think that maybe we're just
I think we're
showing our age.
We've learned in the industry and we're growing. Every day is like
and when you talk about word of mouth, it's still there, but post that word of mouth, they still want to see your work. You know, you can't show them a picture that is like on your phone. You have to show them like a proper like
like a website, like a portfolio. They want to ask you what's your Instagram account.
Now they do. But I was blessed at that time where my clients would allow other clients to come and see their home.
Yeah.
I'd be like, just 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I just want to see the finishing, just see it.
I still get that. I'm like,
So-
"Ghar dikhao." And I'm like, how do I ask this person to let me shoot?
Yeah, we
my-
always can't do that.
You'll have those 1-2
Yeah,
clients
who
who
always
might
let
be,
you.
But the struggle came more when I decided to be a design content creator, because there's no one else doing this, so there's no roadmap. And it was done with the intention, because when we're building homes, we're always looking for the latest material, latest brand, latest furniture, because how do you make your project stand out? And every client in India wants mujhe kuch alag chahiye.
Correct.
You know, I think I've heard that on every project. So I was like, if I'm struggling staying in a place where I have so much accessibility, imagine everyone else. So let me share all my knowledge and just help anyone else who gets the help. I thought 10,000 followers by end of the year. I started 1st February last year. If I have 10,000 followers, it's respectable, because you know you're putting yourself out there. You feel it too, right? There is that pressure that you want people to watch.
And I didn't, like, initially I didn't realize it, but then somebody gave me that entire stadium theory, where there's a stadium full. I think it was you as well, right? I think you had put that post up as well, or a story where you said that there's an entire stadium looking at me, like. So, and I was just like, thanks for the pressure. Thanks for the pressure.
It doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier.
My team did that. We went for a cricket stadium, and they just said, I just happened to ask, I said, what's the capacity? And I think it was some 60,000, 80,000, something like that. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Those are my followers.
Those are my followers. Is that the number of my followers?
Yeah, so that put the pressure.
That's amazing. I mean, it's really interesting that you shared this perspective, because it needs to be put out there, right? Moving forward, how do you? I'm sure, like, because of the amount of work and the quantum of work that you all are doing, it sometimes may get a little monotonous, or you have a creator's block or a designer's block. So how do you address that situation?
So I needed to be very silent when I'm creative. So I usually do it when my kids are in school and there's no one in the house, and I tell my team not to call me for these 4 hours, because that's when I'm sitting and I'm typing away and I talk to myself. So I need to hear myself, and that's when I'm the most creative. And I tell myself from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. is creative zone. The minute 3 p.m. hits, then all the admin work and the running around and the follow-ups and all of that starts.
Yeah, for me, I think it's about creating pockets. You know, you work in pockets, right? So I leave my phone away, you know, for my design pocket. When I'm only designing,
Which
I'm
is
only
how many
creating.
hours? How many hours is your pocket?
It can literally, so that design pocket can, honestly, I can design something in just 10 minutes. And it can be ready.
It comes in
because sometimes it
variations,
just comes, you know, so organically, or it can take me even 3 hours. So it depends on, you know, where I'm at with that thought process.
Where do you get your eureka moments?
Honestly, you know,
Mine's
when
in
I'm
the
in the
shower.
shower.
Mine's in the
Or when I'm
Listen, I'm just fighting with my contractors in the shower now. I've just become that person.
I think when I'm in the shower,
even
I
in the
can
shower.
Bhaiya, budget kam karo.
Someone invent a waterproof notepad that we can put in a shower.
where we can write our ideas.
Because that's where all the ideas come.
Okay, so I think all the brands are hearing. But that is one. And I think when I'm, you know, sometimes when I'm sleeping, I dream. You know, a particular design idea.
I was just going to ask you that.
And then I wake up and I wake up at around 5 a.m. Like I try to be in the 5 a.m. club. So then, you know, when I wake up, I, you know, make notes, or, you know, because that time of the morning is that silent time where I have to myself, no calls, no one disturbing me, nobody
Those 3
talking
hours,
to me.
right? 5 to 8.
Yes, and it's magical, because when you can really focus on yourself and, you know, on your work, plus your body, mind, soul, everything is aligned, I think that's the best time.
So what time do you sleep?
I sleep really early.
10 a.m., 10 p.m.?
10 p.m. 10 a.m.
I really need to learn this from you. You know, when I was writing my second book, I used to wake up at like 5:30 a.m. and I used to write for 3 hours straight, and it was the best 3 hours that I gave myself every morning. And then with work, it just got over, you know. And it's really impressive that both of y'all find time to have these creative streaks, and every single day you put in the hours, because just as an example for myself and a lot of others, that as an architect and a designer, I have just become so out of touch with actual designing or actual creation that I just leave it to my team and I'm just like side, call. In fact, right now when I'm interviewing you, I'm like, is my phone ringing?
So what I read somewhere is that very successful people buy time.
Yeah.
So I have started doing that. So if
You read
I
a
can,
lot.
sorry?
You read a lot.
I read a
Yeah,
lot, but also if I can outsource anything, I outsource it in a second.
Yeah.
So only where I am needed, I will do that work.
Yeah.
Everything else is outsourced.
That's true.
And I create templates in which they have to report to me and keep it very organized. I see those templates on a daily or every 2 days or once a week, whatever it is, and say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and get my updates that way.
And you do this every morning. I like how I feel like I've forgotten about the interview and I'm just like making notes. I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to make a list. I need to wake up at 5 a.m. Forget this interview. Tell me more.
I need to flip this.
My
I need to make the
my
team
team is sitting down. Guys, please take notes.
My team needs to do this and I need to do this. Now I need to flip.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, so Ridhi, you already spoke a little bit about your brand, The Little Nest, but tell us in detail, like how did it all come about? How was your first order? Was it an order? Was it like, just tell us a little bit about it because everybody is trying to start a company, right?
Right.
Everybody wants to do it. Everyone wants to start a design studio. Noorein, the same goes for you, where you started your studio after a little bit of a struggle and you got to a certain place now, but how was it like initially? Was it easy? Was it difficult? What
No,
was
it was
like?
hard. Having a retail store is difficult.
Yeah.
On top of that, it was a retail store with a whole carpentry workshop, and that I also then had full interiors that I started doing. So it just became a lot.
Crazy.
It became one big elephant. That retail store became a big elephant in my life that I needed to deal with, and I did shut it down because it was so overwhelming, and I had no experience in running a retail store. So my first order came because I had put samples of cots and cribs and bunk beds and all of that in the store. So literally people said, we like this, but we want to tweak the veneer color, we want to tweak the size and all of that. But it was something I think I learned what not to do before I realized what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So retail is a no-no for me. Never opening a store again.
You're like dropping major words of wisdom here.
Yeah, it's only
Also, sorry, just to what a major learning I had is I thought I would get to be very creative because I'll have this store and it's children's furniture. I ended up running a business. So the creative part of it went away completely, which I did not enjoy. So that's when I realized if I do anything, the core of it has to be creative.
Yeah.
You know the difference? So it's more of like a service industry is what I think I'd be happier in.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take from that too because as an interior designer, we start as interior designers. We're doing one project, we're doing one bathroom, one kitchen, one living room. Then slowly it becomes one whole house. Then maybe two big houses or maybe one. So it just add the cart. We just keep adding to the cart, right? I think after a point when we start becoming a design business, that's where your creativity is suddenly out of the window, and you're looking at all the other problems, running the office, there's salaries, there's everything else, and those things become the big elephants, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think how I would like to see myself, I want to see myself as a design practice. What's really important to me is design. As long as my design business is not losing, that element of design that
Of who you are.
of who I
basically.
am, and how I would like to bring that, that essence of design into my project. I will be happy, and I think I feel I've achieved something great in life. I don't want to stray away from design.
I think a lot of people need to, including myself, that you kind of get lost in the entire process of achieving a certain position or just working, and both of y'all are, even after reaching this stage in your careers, you'll make sure that everything is curated to the T, which is beautiful. Like, it's a wonderful practice to have, and it's very, very inspirational to everybody who's watching. So thank you for sharing that with us. It's really
Thank you for having us and giving us the opportunity to share with you.
I also wanted to bring up a very, very interesting point that a lot of our viewers have been asking us about, but no one's really been able to answer it. So I think you all are like the right people for me to kind of address this question too. You all focus a lot on startups, local artisans. A lot of your work, Noorein, reflects that. Ridhi, you started this entire campaign where you put a shout out to startups and studios who were coming up with things, where you said, I will come to 6 of you all and I will kind of showcase your brand and all of that. So it's really, really inspirational, but how do you all do it? What is the thought process behind it? Is it intentional? What is the concept?
Honestly, for me with my projects, it's not like it's intentional. It's not like these crafts need to be revived. They're always there, and they are very relevant.
Yes.
So it's more about just as I said, connecting your past and present, and creating harmony between the past and the present in terms of your design, and using it in your contemporary, like in today's day and age. If you can bring in a particular craft and mix it with the style of the space or the personality of the client, and you work your design around it, you can really create something beautiful. It's the intention. For me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
I think so. You're modernizing traditional craft.
Yes.
That's basically what.
Because I think it's all there. It's not like we have to revive it and bring it back. I don't think that according to me is the right term. I just feel that we need to work along with those crafts, because India is so full of them.
Yeah.
And if we just start doing that, we'll be. I think design with us as Indians and as designers, we'll be able to bring so much more to the table.
I think
Our
it's a
designs will
prerogative,
look so
actually.
different.
Yeah. I think it's our prerogative. For me, it's 100% intentional. What irks me the most is when I see people getting heavily inspired from European brands or brands in the US. So therefore I go out of my way to find these young emerging brands in India that are doing really good creative work. They may not have the marketing spends the bigger guys have, but I think post-COVID there's been a boom in design, and I would love for them to use my platform to showcase their work. I also feel it's our prerogative to celebrate Indian heritage. We have crafts that
100%.
other countries are dying to get access to.
Yeah.
The reason the US has simplified design is because they just don't have customization and crafts, and they don't have the labor.
I think most of the stuff is taken from us, right? I mean,
Exactly.
it's just all
It's all
exported out
outsourced
there.
to India.
Yeah.
So why don't we brand it ourselves and sell it as an Indian product instead of doing it abroad? So for me, it's very important. Young emerging brands in India and traditional crafts that we can modernize so that it stays valid. I think Indians are getting reintroduced to their own culture now.
Yeah.
Because then suddenly I think there is a movement. I think people are getting proud to use Indian products.
And it looks gorgeous. It just changes the entire dynamic. Just a simple quota flooring, it just changes the entire vibe of the space.
Yeah,
which is,
absolutely.
Okay guys, so I think we need to take a break from this very intense conversation and play a game, right?
Okay.
Okay guys, so now we're going to play a game.
Okay.
My team has called it the emoji game. I like how I'm saying my team so that I don't get blamed for this name. Right? So they've called it the emoji game. I'm going to turn this placard around. I'm going to give you a context, and then you have to look at the emojis on it and guess what the word is.
Okay. And if we do it correctly?
If you do it correctly, you get a point. If you do it incorrectly, you have to have a shot. You have a buzzer next to you which you can kind of
And
check.
what is the shot?
I'm to putting the buzzer.
That's not fair. Keep it here. But what is in this shot?
It's a healthy shot. It's cucumber and nimbu.
Okay, no sugar, right?
No sugar, no sugar.
Not bad. Okay.
You want glowing skin?
Yeah, we'll be very hydrated. We'll be very hydrated after
She's
this.
trying to manipulate you.
But if we win,
you get a hamper from our brand partners that they've arranged, and it's a really fancy hamper, so you'll have to be competitive.
okay. I think we were born competitive.
Yeah, done.
Okay, let's do it, Ridhi.
Okay, guys, are we ready?
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to turn the first card, okay? So it showcases all the colors.
Blue,
Color wheel.
Yes.
Damn, you got that.
Wow.
Oh, I have to drink that?
I have now hydrated skin. You want it?
No, I don't want.
Okay, number 2. Oh,
wait,
sorry.
wait.
Oh, yeah, you've not had your shot. Listen, you have to finish it. Okay, fine, it's okay.
Is it good?
Is it
It's
bad?
actually good. Actually, it's not good. Okay.
Katta. Okay.
Starry Night.
No, first ask a
It's
question.
in Vincent van Gogh's painting.
No, first ask a question.
An
Let him ask.
extremely famous painting.
Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. I said it.
No,
I
but
said it.
you didn't wait for the
I
question.
didn't
Listen,
need
so
to
you-
wait for it.
you
But
said
you have
it.
to wait for the cheating.
No, I knew it.
But you have to press the
No,
buzzer.
we need
okay.
no. Just I pressed it first. She
Okay.
answered first.
Yeah,
That's
you
not
didn't press
fair.
the buzzer.
But
You
that's
get-
not
I
fair.
get that point.
I said it.
I was waiting patiently
Okay,
for
we'll
you to ask.
give, so you're 1.5
Okay,
and you're
half.
half. Yeah, so you're 1.5 and you're
No,
half.
that's not fair.
Okay, European city known for its architectural wonders.
Venetian.
No,
No, Venice.
Spain.
Where
No,
is it?
Paris.
Where do they have the
Italy,
most amount of
Spain,
violence?
coffee.
Why is there a
Violence,
gun?
no.
Guys, look.
Spain.
Coffee.
No.
France.
No, like,
Paris.
I'll give you a clue. It's in Europe.
Yeah, but
There's so many architectural.
They all are in Europe.
Coffee,
Think now.
right?
Yeah, so make it
France,
in half. Like
Paris,
co what? Co something.
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
No, I'm just keeping this here. I'm getting it first. It was me. There were
Ridhi.
people watching this. It was me.
It was Ridhi. Okay. So Ridhi, basically you're at 2.5.
But she's now. You have to have two bells. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
But
fine.
we need
Next-
bigger budgets, guys. But not
brands. Where are the brands? Okay.
Okay.
Next one. Okay.
There's a show me.
Cow.
Switzerland.
It's a kind of color palette.
Oh, color palette.
Pastel.
No.
Blank colors, cold
Black.
Okay.
colors.
Clue. What sound
Monochrome. Oh, monochrome.
is? Yeah.
Monochrome.
correct.
Oh,
Mo-
yeah. So come
monochrome.
on, drink.
Five.
Wow, she's catching up. There's 1.5. You're 1 point behind Ridhi. I'm not showing it to you right now.
World domination.
Okay.
World.
A science of
Whoa.
designing environments and products and furniture or whatever
Sustainable.
that fits the needs and capabilities
Sustainable.
of
I'm
users.
pressing it just in case.
That fits the needs and capabilities of users.
Sustainability.
What?
No, a
No, can
science.
you say it again?
Oh,
A science.
Listen,
Oh, ergonomics.
yes.
Oh, that is
listen,
good. That
listen,
was good.
but I'm giving this to you, but you can't like press the bell and give a wrong
I'm
answer.
doing
Then she
I press
wins.
anyway.
No, but I said it. No, no.
you
She
okay.
said it, I didn't say it.
So it's 2.5 each now. I don't know how we're at
Neck
half,
to
but
neck.
we're at half.
How many are there?
There
You have
are
to
two
reach
left.
like.
There are
No, you have
two
to have the
left.
short.
Oh, there are two left.
But you have to have the short.
Oh,
There are
God.
two
I
left.
forgot about this.
Band-aid leg.
Band-aid leg.
Wait,
But what is the
leg,
topic?
Band-aid.
A traditional Indian tie-dye technique.
Band-aid.
Bandhani.
Band-aid. Band-aid.
She
Band-aid.
rang the buzzer.
I rang it. I rang it.
She
I
did
was
press
saying
the
point
buzzer. She
earlier. I
pressed it.
rang it and I said band-aid.
Okay. And she pressed it? Okay, so Noorein, you get the point. So you're down, huh?
I'm
now?
down. Okay,
Yeah.
come on.
Wow, that's a mad comeback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ira.
A type of clay used for making decor as well as in construction.
Terracotta.
No.
What?
Ira, Mike. Ara Mike.
Oh, that black pot. What is that clay?
No.
Say it.
I'm going to give you a clue. Pottery.
Ceramic.
Yeah.
How did I say that?
Yeah.
What is that?
C. You got a C.
Sira, Mike.
Are we a tie?
Yeah, you're a tie.
What happens now?
I think, guys, because it's a tie.
tying.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. I think this is by far the best game we've had. And now, because it's a tie, unfortunately, we've been prepared for a tie. So So both of y'all get a really wonderful gift hamper presented to you by our brand partners. Hi Bye
That
Kitchen
was
Studio.
good.
in
I think
Kapooor.
Was it that the loser would get it anyway so they wouldn't feel bad?
No.
Oh.
We
No.
both won and we both are tied, so be happy.
I don't want designers getting upset with me saying, hamper nahi mila, nahi aaya."
Look at the C. Oh, thank you.
So you can come from this
Thank
side.
you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Well done, guys. Chalo, well done.
And that was one of the funnest quizzes
है ना?
we've had, yeah.
That was a lot of fun, guys, and congratulations, it's a tie.
Thank
That's the
you.
first tie we've ever
We're
had.
going to continue being friends
Yeah.
now. Really?
Yeah, we've never had a tie. We've never had a tie, like ever.
Oh, great.
And it's 8 episodes, that's quite a bit, so yeah.
Very good.
I can't believe it.
We're breaking boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere. I'm glad it was a tie because I feel like if either one of y'all would have lost, y'all would have just given me the look.
We would have walked off.
We would have-
and be like, this
Oh,
is
Really
done.
would have
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
the ceramic one you got, so you got that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was a hard one.
Yeah,
That
that
was a
was a
hard
very
one and you
hard
got
one.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That
I
was
couldn't get
lovely.
that.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So coming back to some topics that I would like to discuss with you. This is again a very interesting question that came up to me by one of our viewers that I wanted to ask you. So, do you feel like good design can be democratic, or is it always been an elitist pursuit?
I think it can 100% be democratic. I think on my page, what I do is try to bring design to the normal consumer. And I think you have big brands like H&M Home, which, you know, they have really good pieces. at price points that everyone can afford. You don't have to import from Italy or buy something really expensive. So I think design now, we're at a nascent stage in India, but I think design now is going to everyone's homes. People are more conscious about it, and I think they can afford good design.
Yeah. Or by themselves without maybe even appointing a designer.
Yeah, I think as long as they increase their awareness, which is happening, and they understand what is good design and bad design, because there is a difference. I think that's happening now, and I think that's why there's such a boom in design.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely second that. Design is should be for everyone. Everyone deserves to live in good homes, in beautiful spaces that we can create. I don't think it's about the price tag, as you rightly said. It's about just having that good eye and just making your home look simple but yet elegant. And I feel everyone, as designers, if we can have that clear intention to kind of help people around, to achieve that, because I feel a good space is also, makes you feel very good.
Yeah.
You feel your mind is at ease. You feel good in the space when you enter a good designed house. Your mood changes.
I think technology plays a huge role in democratizing design. This was actually a topic for my TEDx talk. So I spoke about it, and it's something I feel truly for. I don't think you need to get a degree to be able to operate Mid-Journey. I think you can see what a great living room can potentially look like if you're good at just, experimenting with Mid-Journey. I also think 3D printing is changing the game. You don't need to go to design school to know 3D printing. You can actually create vases and products in your own home with the comfort of a 3D printer, which is not that expensive anymore. It really isn't.
Yeah, so Ridhi went from interior design to content creation, right? In that fraternity. So what was that like? What was that entire challenge?
How did you land there?
Yeah.
Basically,
it's been a huge learning curve.
Because everybody tries. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody tries to do what you're doing. Like,
nazar lagega.
But how difficult can it be, guys? Let's make it real.
Which is fair.
It's not.
But trust me, it's difficult.
Listen, I tried it once. It's there on my Insta page. I have hidden it from my reels, and I know how difficult it is.
I think people overthink it also. But I have to say, there's been a huge learning curve because there's no school that teaches you how to be a content creator. So when I switched, first of all, I didn't even know there were PR agencies. I didn't even know how much to charge. Someone called me and said, we'd like you to come and do this for a brand, and I genuinely like the product. How much will you charge? You know what I said? 5,000 rupees. And I was literally in a hospital, and my entire team was like, what did you do? I said, I panicked. I didn't know what to say, so I said this.
So that was your first gig, 5,000
That was
rupees.
my first gig.
So the design phase part, we have phases of, work, right? When we get onto the project, it's divided by design phase and execution phase. The design phase part is something I'm very, very involved in. Not that I'm not involved in the execution phase, but I'm literally hand-holding the narrative, right? So it's about research, reading, understanding, going back to the drawing board. It takes time. So the design process I really spend time on. And I think as a designer, I would like to tell all the young designers, don't rush that process.
I think you're also very versatile as a designer, because I've seen your projects. The one in Udaipur is so different than the one you showed me yesterday, right? That was so much more color. So I think you're good at storytelling. I think that's your signature.
That's my signature,
And you can adapt it with a lot of different materials. And I think your signature would be the storytelling part.
Like recently I designed a project for somebody. It's inspired by space.
Wow.
So it's it's very it's fun, it's different. I'm gonna put some I'll put the 3Ds out soon on my page, but it's interesting. I think I can. It was very strange. I was reading about the space station and I came across certain articles and I was just seeing how it operates. I watched a video and I got inspired and I said, let me create something. Let me see what I can create if I get inspired just by space. And I created this amazing office for a client.
Brilliant.
And
my purpose has stayed the same from day one to now, which is just getting really good information to people who would find it helpful. I think that stayed at the core. there's a lot of travel, there's a lot of sleepless nights, there's a lot of emotional up and down with content creation because you're controlled by an algorithm which
Which you don't know.
I have no
going
clue
on.
and it keeps changing and you have to it's my client is my algorithm. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, true. I didn't think about
and
it.
I have no control over that.
Another thing that I need to add.
And there's no control over it, right? And so if you're riding the tiger, you can't really get off. So it's been an emotional roller coaster. I don't think I could do it if I didn't love it.
Fair enough.
There is no mantra. I think I am who I am. I'm very 100% transparent. You can ask me any question and I'll answer it. And I think people see that. I think that comes across very clearly. So
I think you have to come out of your comfort zone and you just focus, put on those blinders, right?
That's amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I think before we sign off, we're going to have one more game. Okay?
how many hampers do we get this time? It's what I want to know.
Okay, guys. So now we're going to play another game.
We're ready. Come on. Let's go.
This time there is no tie. One of y'all is going to win for sure. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a sequence of questions that y'all have to answer rapidly.
Okay.
I'm not going to name the game what it should be named because then it becomes too predictable. So I'm going to ask you these questions and you have to give me like quick answers.
One word?
Yeah, whatever. One word, one sentence. Our viewers outside of behind the camera are going to be the judge of this, right? Not me. So don't blame me if you lose. Okay, so Noorein, I'm going to start with you, right? Okay.
Sure. Bracing myself.
Thinker or doer? What are you?
I do without thinking.
Oh, good one.
Nice.
I like that.
What's your favorite unusual material to work with?
Rugs, because I think normally rugs comes at the end, but I used it in the beginning in my Udaipur project where that was the starting point on the ceiling.
Nice. Yeah. What is your most used word on site?
Don't do that! Not like this, come on guys!
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on guys.
Yeah.
Mine is a slang. Let's
Yeah,
not
I
go
was
there.
trying to not use a slang.
When they asked me this question to try it on me, I gave a gali. So I was like, I'm glad I'm not sitting where you all are sitting.
I would be saying beep, beep, beep.
We'll get a lot more beeps then. I don't know why I enjoyed, but okay. Your go-to resource for design inspiration other than Pinterest?
A lot of reading. So I actually look at, books. I look at YouTube videos, just random, maybe even Netflix. One of my projects was inspired by Netflix, by Emily in Paris.
Oh, Emily in Paris.
Yeah.
Nice. The Guggenheim Museum in New York, designed by FLW, is an iconic structure known for its spiral ramp and distinctive design. Can you name the architectural style it represents? I'm giving you options, okay? Brutalism or organic architecture?
Brutalism.
No.
No, it was.
Oh, really?
Oh,
We
was it
both
organic?
failed.
I don't know why I thought it was brutalism.
Yeah, even I thought it was brutalism.
Oh my god,
It's
sorry.
not, right? Okay.
Oh.
Fact check.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, it's correct.
organic architecture. Damn,
Really?
I'm really bad.
But I thought it has the feel.
Yeah, even I
No.
thought.
So the
I
entire
don't know why I
space
felt it was-
itself
Yeah.
is like a postmodern brutalism, but the staircase, the spiral,
that's
Oh, you're talking
the
about
spiral,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
So that is derived from
Okay,
organic
got it.
architecture.
Alright, I lose that.
You guys are putting me under. I'm getting
We're
stressed now.
questioning
I'm
you
getting
back.
stressed.
Yeah, I'm like, do I have to like answer
Guys, you
the...
need to plan easier questions, or you need to like update me on these. I keep blaming them for not updating me, but I know everything.
Okay.
What popular Indian wood is known for its durability and beautiful grain?
Teak wood.
And is correct. Wow, fancy.
All BTC.
Yeah. Correct. Old BTC.
Yeah.
It's like old fashioned.
Yeah.
like your yeah.
Name one famous architectural or interior project you wish you had a chance to design.
I'll repeat it again. Gaudi's work.
Nice.
The Sagrada.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be Gaudi
Yeah,
for a day, if I
620
can.
years of doing that.
Yeah. And still doing.
I'm still doing, yeah. Okay, I think we're done, Noorein. These are the questions. Thank you so much.
Thank
you were
you.
amazing. Amazing.
Very good. Oh,
Okay.
pressure.
Yeah, Ridhi, this is yours now, okay? Okay.
Dame face on.
Yeah.
Damn bad. If you wake up as Gauri Khan, what's the first thing you will do?
And there's so much I want to say, but I don't know if it's
I said
appropriate.
it. I said it.
I'm sorry, but I
It
couldn't
involved his
stop.
husband. It involved the other Khan.
Yeah, that's what I'll be like. I would go to Shah Rukh and say, transfer the money to my bank account.
That's a good one.
I said something way worse. Okay. If you could live inside a famous painting, which one would it be?
Famous painting. I like Dali's paintings.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most outrageous design notion you secretly love?
I need to know.
Maximalism.
Nice.
I don't think I would ever do that. I don't
Yeah.
think that's my design
Yeah.
aesthetic. But I feel you need to have a flair for it.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate it.
Nice. Okay. If you could instantly learn one skill, what would it be?
Does it have to be a skill? Can it be a superpower?
Done. One superpower, what would it be?
That I can teleport. So I don't have to fly so
Oh,
much.
yeah, international.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. What ancient Indian craft uses
good
molten wax to
What is
create
molten?
patterns on fabric? What ancient Indian craft uses molten wax to create patterns
First
on
of all,
fabric?
there are 3,000 crafts in
I'll give you
India,
options.
of which 300 are used in interiors. Now, from the 300, you
Options.
want me to identify?
I'll give you two.
three.
I'll give you two options.
okay,
na.
then it's
Listen,
fine.
such a star loser already. Yeah?
I was like, this is not
She's like, I
fair.
can't lose this.
Batik or ikat?
I'll tell you.
Say it like you want. Say, batik or ikat? Ikat.
No, it's
No,
batik.
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 Edit that.
No, it's It's batik.
But batik is
Yeah.
like tie and dye.
Is batik tie and dye, guys?
Yes. Fact check.
Okay, fact check. Fact
Batik
check
is
this.
time.
Batik is when you wrap the fabric like this and you
I
tie
have no
it.
idea. I have no idea.
And,
I'm the
and I don't even. Is it Indian? I think it's Thai.
I have no. So when they asked me this question, I was just like, I'm going to trust you guys on this because I don't know what you're
Fact
about.
check this.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, fact check.
She is just a star loser.
You were already saying I'm a loser. What a host. You already established.
Oops.
It is a printing process which involves wax.
Yeah, batik does.
But in
Yeah.
what country?
In India.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I kept thinking it's Thai because that's
No,
what I
no,
saw.
batik.
Thank you guys.
Batik
I'm
does,
just going to
yeah.
fan myself. I'm just going to
Okay.
fan myself. Okay.
Batik.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
What's one, Ridhi, what's one thing you can't design without or create without?
Oh, this is supposed to be rapid fire, but iPad. But I
iPad,
want a
nice.
more exciting answer, but it's iPad.
What does CAD stand for in design?
Good God. There's no way I know this. I didn't even do well in CAD. There's no chance I know it.
Do you know, Noorein?
Computer aided design.
Wow,
Oh,
she
very
knew.
good,
I
very
didn't know
good.
it. I did not know it. I'm just a terrible designer. Clearly. Okay, we are done. Okay.
But
so-
since you've already established I'm the loser.
no. I said
This
for
is
that
like-
question. For that
There's
question.
a bias I feel
For
in
that
this.
question, guys, who has won? Listen, I'm getting fully stretched out. Ridhi is putting me under the gun now. I'm getting pressurized. Who's the winner, guys? Okay, well done. Well done.
Well done.
It was a close one. It was a really close one, guys. It was
Just
close.
pacifying the ego.
I felt like Ridhi won, but I mean, guys.
Excuse me, I answered one of her questions. Oh my god.
Oh,
that's
nice.
fancy.
That's
I
a
wanna
good
know
time for
what's
presenting the
inside.
highlight.
Thank you so much.
What am I losing out
It's
of?
matching you.
Are you just giving it to me? Are we seeing it now?
Thank you so much, Highlight, for that wonderful
look.
gift hamper.
What's that?
You smell great every time. You're the boss.
Oh.
Listen, even
That's
I
what it
need these
is.
fancy hampers, man. Highback.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, so it was wonderful having you here. Before we sign off, before my late father became late,
What was this? What just happened? Karan?
I always,
I was wondering what's going on. Who are we?
That was pretty epic.
okay. Before my late father became late, I was like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
I think
Oh my gosh, I have tears coming
I think when you make the season finale, you'll have like one of these random things from
but
Karan,
this
right?
episode should start with this only. Mono will get cancelled. Before- Okay. It's okay.
Can we not get late now?
Okay, guys, so before we sign off, my late father used to always say carpe diem. You know, and initially I would never understand or kind of relate to it. It didn't make sense to me. And now I have a tattoo with Snoopy and carpe diem and all of that. But so that really inspired me at some point in my life. So is there something you would like to say to our viewers about how they can be inspired in their lives?
I think in terms of inspiration, if I could tell anyone this, and this is from my life experience, is that earlier when I lived my life, it was in a small fish bowl, and I took a jump and I plunged and I tried something new, which for me was Instagram. For you it could be something else, but it might just take you into a much larger fish bowl, or maybe the ocean itself. But I think if you could take anything out of this, it would be to just try different things. Don't be scared. Put yourself out there, because you don't know where you land up. And the last 1.5 years of my life would be a testament to that. So I hope you take the plunge.
I think I would like to tell all the young designers, don't listen to the noise, just listen to your own inner voice, and yeah, keep going ahead.
That's beautiful, guys. That's such great advice. Thank you so much for being here. It was wonderful having you all. I hope you all had a good time.
We had a great time.
And the pearls of wisdom that you all have dropped is absolutely incredible. And
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 4 of Moñö Architecture, All Things Design, brought to you by our brand partners Highbeck, Turquoise and Kitchen Studio. Thank you for tuning in to Season 2, Episode 4 of Moñö. Oh, shit, sorry. Moñö.
You can do it. Go again.
I'm tired now.
Go, come back.
Never
has a client ever hit on you.
Never ever have you set up a BDSM room.
I really want to, but
You have?
what?
There
These are the
was-
clients I want.
Yeah. Tell us something funny you've heard about yourself.
That I'm very arrogant, and I have attitude of people.
We got the beep.